to my healthy food place where we share ideas and recipes on how you can stay healthy naturally. Grace Enemali is my name, and today I want to talk on the spiritual food. Yes, how to know the will of God. That is the subject I want to talk about. Knowing the will of God is very important. Remember that a couple of weeks ago, we've been talking on the plan of God. So the will of God is actually another heartbeat of God for us. Now let me explain a little bit on the will of God and the plan of God, because the two looks like the synonymous a little bit, but they are not. Now, in my own view or explanation, the plan of God is like the roadmap, the map and how God wants things to be for you. But when you talk about the will, that is a desire, a strong desire, what God desires, what he wishes, very strong desire for you. That is what he wants for you. Now, a lot of people wants to know the will of God. Remember that knowing the will of God is one thing, and doing the will of God is also another thing. Now, after you have confessed the Lordship of Jesus Christ over your life, and you have accepted him as your Lord and your personal Savior, then the next thing is you know that you are already in the plan of God, because salvation is God's plan for you. There are certain things that are not to be prayed about. Yes. Sometimes we pray amiss. Remember, it's in the Bible. You ask and you ask amiss. You ask and receive not, because you ask amiss. Some things that you are asking for, a lot of things that you and some people are asking for, you don't need to ask for it. That is what it means to pray amiss. Now, the will of God are of many facets. There is the will of God concerning your marriage, who you marry. God is interested in all of these things. But a good number of times, many of us are concerned about one aspect that we're interested in. Some people are interested on knowing the will of God for their marriage, which is good. Of course, the will of God for your marriage, who to marry, is that you marry a child of God, so that you can speak the same language, a child of the kingdom. That is his will for you. That is what he strongly desires for you. But honestly, God won't even force you. But if you go outside the will of God, most times you suffer. Now, let's be very, very honest and frank with ourselves. The reason for knowing the will of God is because if you go outside his will, what he wants you, what he desires for you, most times we suffer. Now, a good number of times, the suffer that we suffer as Christians, suffering is a big subject which we also I like to talk about. But the issue of the will of God is going to take some time to cover it, because I really want us to, go a little bit deeper into this will of God of it, because a lot of people are praying wrongly. Even in churches, pastors, reverend, bishops, a lot of people are praying wrongly. You spend your time, your hours asking for what you shouldn't be asking of. What has already been perfected for you. What has already been done. And that is a very big mistake. Now, the will of God, firstly, is that you accept what he has given to, which is in the plan. It's his will that you accept that thing that he has planned for you. Now, when you have gone into that first phase of God's plan, you're already in the plan of God. Now, the desiring to know the will of God depends on how close, comes in various facets. Now, where you live, geographical will of God. Some people don't know that God is interested in where you're going to settle down, where you live. Remember, he told Abraham he should move from his kinsmen, and he wants to show him where he wants him to settle. Now, some of you are looking for accommodation. You are looking for where to build a house. You are looking for where to buy a house. You are looking for where to get where to settle down. And you think it's all your business. God has no business with that. My dear, God is interested. That's what we're talking about. Some people are in the wrong place geographically when you talk about the will of God. Geographically, you may be in the wrong place. And when you are in the wrong place where God don't want you to be, because your way, the where you settle has to work in line with God's plan so that you won't have too much sorrows. You won't have too much sufferings. Now, if you settle in the wrong place where God didn't want you to settle, and things may not work out, even the things you need, because the original plan of God, in his original plan, he wants to work with you. He wants to work with you. He wants you to be, it is his plan that you continue to be his ambassadors. Thank you for those likes. Thank you. And please like and share it. Now, if you want God to be totally in charge of everything, he's going to do it. And that's one thing I love about him. He's going to do it. No matter the challenge you're going through, if you are not in the will of God, you won't be able to face it. Because the word of God is going to be the thing that you'll be anchoring on. Yes. Now, let us look at some of the areas. We may not be able to cover it, where the will of God is needed. Some of them that you're even asking amiss. And there was a man in the Bible here, in the book of Matthew, chapter 8, verse 3. He said, and Jesus, he said, I want to read it for you. He said, and behold, there came a leper and worshipped him, saying, Lord, if thou wilt, thou canst make me clean. Look at, he's asking God, Jesus, if he will does Jesus want to make him whole? Does Jesus want to heal? Look at what he said immediately. And Jesus put forth his hand and touched him, saying, I will, be thou clean. Now, when you are sick, God is not the will of God. And in the first place, it's not in his plan. If it was in his plan, he would have made provision for maybe drugs and some other pharmaceutical drugs. But because he never wished or desire for you to be sick, though sickness may come, and most of the time, how do the sickness come? We bring them about through our food choices, through our lifestyle. Remember, this is a healthy food place. Through what we eat, through the lifestyle we live, these are the things that open up to diseases. And because God has already known that this is the life we live, we live this type of life. So he created herbs and other things that you can help you when you start taking them in obedience. Now, Jesus Christ quickly answered him and said, I will. Now, if you need healing, for instance, my dear, you don't need to be asking God. You don't need to be wondering whether he wants you to be healed. God will never want you to remain sick. God will never want you to be sick. That is what you should know. So, healing, the Bible says, is the children's bread. So, it's not something you'll be asking like this man in the Bible. He said, the leper was asking whether Jesus Christ will. That is, is it your will that I be healed? Yes, immediately. That was the response. I will. And he was healed instantly. Now, there are other aspects. Like in the area of marriage, a lot of people spend years, they spend a long time seeking for the will of God. Yes, I did. And I'll just highlight a few things. Most times, when we are asking for the will of God in our marriage, a lot of people are not even ready to do what God's will is. And the thing about God's will again is that God's will is not a confirmation that you won't have challenges there. Now, there are a lot of you see challenges as no, it's not for you. No, it's not for you. No, without challenges, without suffering, you can't be strong, my dear. You can't be strong. You can't get gold on the surface. That's a popular saying. You can't just before whatever God put in you can come out. Now, before anything that God has put, whether it's a talent or whatever, can come out for the world to benefit, my dear, it's a lot of things you must have to suffer. Your Master Jesus Christ suffered. Some of you are looking at me, healthy food place. You are thinking, thank God for monetization. I'll be getting some encouragement from the millet. Some of you are thinking, oh, I don't fall sick anymore. I tell, I boldly testify, I've been healthy thank you for those life for a number of years. Let me tell you a little, if you care to know. I was so sick. When I say sick, I got so sickly that I chose that, if possible, let me die. That was the point. That was the turning point. I was no more hospital. No more anything. I'm not better than those. This suffering is too much. For how many years? Every day, hospital, today, laboratory. That was the life. No sleep. Now, when I talk about sleep, it's based on my experience. So most of the people you see today, Chidie Bube, yes, most of the people you see today that are shining, you think it was God. You're welcome to the house, my dear. You think it was God on the surface. If I tell you what I've been through, you won't even want to be where I am. Maybe some of you will bag out. That's the truth. That's the truth. Because you have to be hit very, very hard. You must get to a point. God must get you very well tested. Quote me. Some people when you are in problem, you think it's all Satan. If Satan comes to you, it's because God allowed it. And if God does not allow suffering, my dear, you cannot be promoted. There's no promotion. Let's call it a spade a spade. You can't be promoted to anything in your life. And before you are promoted physically, you have been promoted spiritually already. Some of you that are hearing from God, you cannot be promoted to become a blessing to the nations. You cannot until you have been promoted spiritually, until you have passed that test. The test could come in any way. Some of you think my test is your test. Not at all. Your test could be financial hardship. My own test could be health. Some other person's test could be family challenges. The tests are never the same. And you do not wish or say that you want, my own test is lighter. None is lighter. I read a book so many years ago, Faith Under Fire. It really opened my eyes that there is no challenge, no front. We're all in the war front. There's no part of the war front that is lighter. The will of God is that you be a good soldier. He wants you to be a good soldier. I know how a good soldier. Odine praise. You're welcome to the house. You're welcome, my dear. Chidie Bube, please, ma. What can I do to reduce sugar? Hey. Okay, you want us to talk about the sugar levels naturally. Okay, no problem. I will attend to you right now because though that's not the subject I'm talking about. But since you are in the house, you know that I'm here and my original decision was held. But whoever attends my last session has the benefit of being responded to. Now, if you are trying to reduce your sugar naturally, it's very, very simple. There are 3 things that can help you to reduce your sugar. Number 1, you must take your water therapy seriously each morning with water therapy. Don't joke with it. If you don't take sufficient water in the morning, your blood, sometimes it even look like your blood sugar is high. So even when it's not. So you start your morning with water therapy. Then before you go to bed, every day you do not eat any heavy something after 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. Don't eat any solid food because it's going to affect your blood sugar, whatever it is. Depending on your age too, I would like you, Chidie Bube, to write your age for me. Then there are blood sugar lowering herbs. But in these blood sugar lowering herbs, I want to tell you something. A lot of people are doing it wrongly. There are so many herbs like the guava leaf tea can lower your sugar, even 56, good. Like the bitter leaf, it can lower your sugar. But I want you to pay attention attentively on this blood sugar thing, because other people are also lowering sugar the wrong way. I've seen a lot of. Now, there are so many herbs that lower sugar. Cloves can lower your sugar. Even chamomile tea can lower your sugar. Even the green tea can lower your sugar. The one I mentioned now is very, very good at it. Even chia seed can lower your sugar. Even rosemary tea can lower your sugar. The list is endless. All the bitter herbs can lower your sugar, including papaya leaves tea. You can make tea. But then, the neem tea, all the bitter foods can lower sugar. But lowering sugar is just one thing. Sustaining that sugar is another thing. Now, the things that your body needs to maintain stable blood sugar, you need fiber, 1. You need protein, 2, sufficient protein. Good evening, mom. What can I do to stop body? You see, these are the people that are in the house. I was talking to another audience. Let's go. Just listen to what I'm talking about. Chidebube's blood sugar levels naturally. The thing that will help you to lower your blood sugar, I've told you, most importantly, you must observe your water therapy. Then you must exercise moderately. If you are not exercising moderately every day at your age, be deliberate about it. Then number 2, start your morning with foods that can lower sugar. Yes. And these foods that lower sugar, each one is unique. Yes. There's no one that you need to stand on permanently, because they are all unique. But each morning when you wake up, you can, after the water therapy, if you suspect your blood sugar is high, maybe you have had acidic foods the previous day, acidic food, too much processed foods, and other things that cause excess body acidity. You can start your morning with about 2 or 3 cloves. And remember that after chewing the cloves, you allow it like 1 hour or thereabout to get down to knock the sugar down. As for the guava leaf tea, is great also. But the thing about the guava leaf tea, which a lot of people are not aware of, is that it can interfere with your bone density, because it burns fat also. The cloves is a bone strengthening food. It can kill off the yeast and then help to strengthen your bone and help to aid digestion. It does a lot of other things, killing off yeast and then lowering your blood sugar. And I have realized that most times the thing that actually raise the blood sugar are some of these things. Now, another aspect where the guava leaf tea, the leaves, is very good and works well is when insulin resistance. You remember that usually insulin resistance will start. And if you do not take notice of the insulin resistance and you continue to consume the food that was causing it, example of such foods like unripe plantain, I've had to help some people who were going through insulin resistance, and of course they were still consuming plantain, because a lot of people believe that it's the best food for blood sugar, so they start eating it. Now, unripe plantain is not a protein. You can't manage your blood sugar without sufficient protein. Your focus has to be on protein, because protein is the building block. And you will soon realize that there are just very few foods with protein when you start having health challenges like this. Sometimes you'll be hungry. You notice that there's no food around for you to eat. Not that there are no food, but there are no suitable foods that you can eat, because all of them are starch, carbohydrates. That is why a lot of people are trying to manage the blood sugar by lowering the blood sugar and consuming starch. Either they are consuming yam, maybe yam and vegetable, which is not bad, but it's not enough, doesn't have enough protein. Yam is carbohydrates, and yam is even one of the foods that helps to create that insulin resistance. Some people have argued with me, but I've proved it through a test which we did. Yam is as good as rice. Those of you who love rice, Once you get to age 50 or even 40, you must be careful with rice, especially polished rice. If you love yourself, you must be very careful with rice, especially polished rice. You eat it occasionally as occasional delicacy with lots of vegetables and protein. And you eat less of it, not much. Because of what? Building up insulin resistance. Any starchy food, once you are clocking up to 40, 45, 50, don't wait till they tell you are pre-diabetic or you're diabetic. What you need to start doing immediately is to start to monitor and control your carbohydrates consumption. And I did a short recently about sweet potatoes. It used to be one of my best carb because it's anti-aging, of course. 60-something years, look at me. So I'll be looking for something to reduce the wrinkles and to reduce the aging for me. So I used to love it. But of late, I found out that the starch is looking like my body is finding it difficult to manage the carbohydrates. You need to be listening to your body too. You don't have to be waiting until, before the laboratories came out, we had parents who were living 90, hundreds. The main thing is they listen to their body when they eat any specific food. So you need to ensure that you're getting sufficient protein in your diet. And then when you're talking about sufficient protein, there is complete protein, there is incomplete protein. When you're eating rice and beans, you're not eating complete protein. Now, there are 20 amino acids. Some of them the body can produce, I think about 11 of them or 12. There are sometimes they say, then the other one must come from the food we eat. This is something you can test out yourself. Now, when those ones that must come from the food, from the outside, are not there, the ones you have consumed are not best utilized. You say you have eaten food, but your body didn't use it. It's one thing to eat, it's another thing for your body to make use of it. So we used to love beans and rice while growing up. But today, it's been out of my food since. There are foods that some of the elders, I even see some online, prepared by nutritionists. Recommended by even dietitians for old people. But not so, my dear. You see things like pap and akara. You see pap and beans. You see beans and plantain. They will be recommending all kinds. I do see it. They are not good for diabetics because they contain incomplete amino acids. And when these things are not complete, the body cannot utilize it to the best. So you must ensure that you are getting sufficient protein. That's number 2. Number 3, you must ensure that you consume healthy fats. This is another point. A lot of people are missing it. Healthy fats like coconut oil, avocados, olive oil, compressed olive oil, healthy fats like cashew nut, organic peanut oil, almond oil, all kinds of such oils, healthy fats, even the real fat. Yes. So if you do not have sufficient fat, because these fats are actually part of what the body uses in the cell wall and cell membrane. So when you don't have it, and the brain communicates with it, when you don't have sufficient healthy fat, some people are complaining of bad cholesterol. As they are managing one thing, they have diagnosed cholesterol because you are not using the right oil. Most of you are using this hydrogenated vegetable oil in the market. Most of them, they tag them as heart healthy, heart friendly, but they are far from it. They are all full of trans fatty acids. That is another name we call it for man-made fat, manipulated fat, made and processed for longer shelf life. But they are not actually what your body is looking for. A lot of those vegetable oils, I don't want to mention their brands, but you see them so much in supermarkets. They are all made of trans fats. So this trans fats is what people use to cook their food. And the worst part of it, they fry this too. And you give it to a diabetic. So the oil, thank you, the oil that you should be using the organic peanut oil is what I've been using for many years. Now, the olive oil is another very good oil. But now, if you are using olive oil and it's the cold pressed olive oil, you must not cook it. You have to sprinkle it. Depending on the stage of diabetes, if the diabetes has attained a certain stage, the best way to get your fat is by getting that olive oil sprinkled, because that cold pressed olive oil, it helps to open up the pathways. It unblocks arteries to losing cholesterol and improve circulation, because a lot of the time even the diabetics suffer from poor blood circulation. And so when they take too much of this other fat, because fat is one of the most important part of the diet, not even starch, not even carbohydrates. If you are diabetic and you are going to I'm talking of the oil now, and you need energy, quality energy, let it come from fat. It won't spike your sugar. For instance, fats and oils like cashew nuts, it's made of fat, but it's not the same fat or oil with the peanuts. It's not the same fat and oil with the walnut. Now, some fats contain, I want you to pay attention so you know which to use. The red palm oil also is good, but it contains a little higher saturated fat. And the total form of this saturated fat and other unhealthy fat will give you high level of low density lipoprotein. That is what they call cholesterol, bad cholesterol. When you put a total number of all of this, both saturated fat and all of that. So if you are looking for oil to cook, depending on the other health concerns, whether cholesterol or whatever, what I have been using for the past 12, 13 years, is it about 14 years to be precise, I've been using the organic peanut oil. And each time I check, my cholesterol is okay. The organic peanut oil, and in the absence of it, I use the red oil sparingly. But that red oil, when you have clocked 50 years, it can no longer supply all that you need. Now, the red color is important because it helps to pamper your thyroid. The red color is important because red color is unique, and nothing can, if it's not adulterated, because we have a lot of adulterated red palm oil. That red color is very important. It helps the platelet count to be complete, especially for growing children. That red color is very, very important for those who are low in energy, who don't have strength. It helps because it has a good percentage of saturated fat. I mean, the red palm oil. And for that reason, but when you talk of the time, in terms of the palmitic acid presence in it, it's not going to help to unclog your arteries, just like the cold pressed olive oil will do. It's going to clog arteries. Coconut oil will not clog your arteries. And the red palm oil, I don't think is a source of omega-3 fats. The omega-3 fats is very important because of our joints. When you are managing diabetes already, you're pre-diabetic or you are trying to prevent it, you must be conscious of oils with omega-3 fats, like fatty fish. So when you are talking of fish, you talk of sardines, fish that have omega-3 fatty acids to help you. These are they're not blood thickeners. They fall into the category of blood thinners. Now, some oils have omega-6. Some have omega-9, more of it. I'm talking of the oils now. So organic peanut oil is okay, but you must ensure that it is the locally pressed organic peanut oil. Yes, because initially in 2010, when I was searching for the best oil to use for my head, I tested a lot of oils. I tested sunflower, I tested, what do they call it? Canola oil, a lot of oils. I tested a lot of oils. I was going around the oils, and at a certain point, I will see the shortcoming of the oil until I landed on this peanut oil. But before I remained with the organic peanut oil, which is the locally pressed one. There was a supermarket organic, it was tagged organic, which I purchased. Very expensive, but then on getting home, I used it to cook and found out that it contains trans fats and preservatives. It was painful, but I had to do it for my health. I had to dispose it. So what am I saying here? If you buy organic peanut oil from supermarket, it may come with beautiful labels and commercials. It may come with, the word organic on it. It may come with other beautiful things to appeal to the customer. But my dear, if you use it to cook, if it's not acidic, you will find out. It will give you that calmness and relaxation and that energy that comes with fat. Good energy that comes with fat with good profile. Good profile, it must have certain percentage of saturated fat, polyunsaturated, and all of that. I don't want to go, I'm not into all those analytics now because it's not my field. Because there are some level of fat saturated in certain amounts, little unsaturated, polyunsaturated, that must make up any good oil for it to give you energy. When you take it, you won't feel weighed down, that it's too heavy for you. Maybe the saturated fat content is higher than the other one. So the organic is what I've been using, but because of the high content of the absorbable vitamin E in the peanut oil, it's one of the reasons why I use it. If you use a bad oil, it will affect your heart, one, it will affect your liver. It won't be long. If it's a liver that clogs arteries, if it's an oil that clogs arteries, which many oil do. If it's an oil that's acidic, when you take it, it won't be long. You start experiencing fatty liver. Those who are managing fatty liver already, if you are taking red palm oil, maybe the original one may be fair, but a good number of times it won't be long. You large quantity of it, you are noticing the fatty liver is getting worse if you go for test. There are good oils from one of the best oils that I use. As a matter of fact, when the oil is not there, what I do these days, when the peanut oil is not there, I use my sesame seed, because your food needs fat for it to be properly. Yes. What do you mean by yes, fatty liver? Now, your food needs to be properly digested, and it is in the presence of fat that it is done. So fat has to be there. So when you put things like sesame seed and some other small seed inside any food that requires fat, all these avocado oil and the rest, the food will have a balance and it will be properly digested and absorbed. I don't know, are you saying you have fatty liver? There is one other question ahead. Talking of, I do feel body heat. Odine praise, are you in the house? If you are still in the house, say hi, so that I will continue talking, because Chidebube first came and his question dropped first, so I had to attend to it. But if you are still in the house, you need to comment, hi mama, so I'll be quick to respond to you. Now, if you are diagnosed of fatty liver, you need to, as a matter of fact, maybe you take out the red palm oil, stop the breads and the biscuits, and be honest with you. If you are eating wheat bread, all this stuff, any food that is processed is going to make your fatty liver worse. But the thing that can help you remove the fatty liver, sometimes the fatty liver will even come with heavy metals. I've had fatty liver before. My own fatty liver at that time was even with heavy metals. But what did I use to manage it? I started consuming lots of garlic. I started taking cabbage to eat. I was quite overweight. Sometimes overweight persons are more likely to also have it. But I had also seen very skinny person, sickle cell, very skinny. But if you see the result of the liver fat, it was frightening. So sometimes some skinny persons too may have it if fatness is not in their gene. So Elizabeth. So you see that they will look skinny, but they have triple pluses for fatty liver. Now, if you have fatty liver, my dear, it's very simple to reverse it, because one of the best organs that heals fastest, if you ask me, is the liver. Sometimes I do feel it when I do long throat with certain foods that I know that they may not be so good for the liver. I don't want to mention all of that here, but I know that we are subject to sometimes we do long throat. So I normally feel it. Of course, you know that the liver is by under the, see your right hand, under the right breastbone. That's where it is. So if you are diagnosed of fatty liver, my dear, don't start going for drugs, because it's drugs. One of the things that liver hates most is drugs. Please. Why does he hate drugs? Because every drug you take in must be processed. Augustine, Damaris, you're welcome. Now, anything you take in form of food or drug must be processed by the liver. The liver is doing a lot. So when the liver is sick, almost every time you'll be sick, your body cannot even process fat. If you eat any little, and if you don't take fat, you can't have healthy blood sugar. You can't be healthy, you can't have energy. That's why sometimes you see that the diabetic, they say they're very weak, that this, a lot of complications. Because if the liver is sick, everything in the body will sick. That is it. So you need to work to make sure that you stop for this beautiful program. Please, can I have your number? If you are following me, my dear, Wumi Dada, if you are following me on this, you can send me also a direct message. But my number is 070, that's my WhatsApp, 070 408 070 408 53 706. That's my number. Now, let's get to what we are talking. Thanks for this beautiful program. That's Wumi Dada is commenting. Uzoma Elizabeth, what about olive oil? Now I'm trying, there's a lot of things. I'm trying to answer the olive oil is good for your liver too, because it's a source of the antioxidant vitamin E. Now, when you are trying to heal of fatty liver, you must be careful to include the vitamin E rich foods. It's one of the top healing foods for your liver. You can get it in olive oil. You can get it in food like walnut. Walnut is good for your liver. And you need to stay away from all the processed food if you want your liver to heal. Stay away from processed foods. Why? Because they come with trans fat. Even the one you call cracker biscuit. I was a victim of all those stuff. They look very dried, but they're highly acidic. They look very light. You say, no, we'll buy it. Then we're buying for my mom, ignorantly. Then, many years ago, I was part of the arrangement. She used to love cracker a lot. If I knew what I knew today, she's already passed on some years, a long time ago. But then, she loved cracker. She said it's light. All those so-called light biscuit, light cracker, they are the worst enemies of your liver if you have liver disease or you have fatty liver. Because without fat, your liver can't function. But what it needs is the right fat. It can't throw out the unhealthy fat without the presence of the good fat. I did a video that went viral on one of these platforms that you can't destroy fat without fat. I didn't read that from anywhere. It's just from my experience with dealing with fat. Whether you are trying to destroy body fat, whether it's trying to destroy belly fat, whether you're trying to remove liver fat, what you need, my dear, you can quote me. It's not something I copied or read. It's something I know that works. It's fat. Because it is only when the good fat comes that the bad fat will give chance. Now, if you are taking medication to deal with liver fat, you are worsening the situation. That's the truth. Nobody will tell you. Because when you are taking drugs, the liver will still have to process it. But now that it's already labeled, it's under pressure with loads of fat, it cannot work. You are still bringing other medications for it to work on. Who does that? You are sick, and they're bringing work for you to do. That's exactly what you are telling your liver to do. When the liver is under pressure and sick with fat that are coming from your diet, and now you are bringing in medication to take away the fat. How can that work? That is the idea. That's where we are getting it wrong. So you do not have to say you want to take drugs. You are, in fact, bringing more work and weakening it more and more. What you need to do is to stop all the trans fats coming from the food. I did that. I had fatty liver some years ago. I mean, about 15 years ago. I was diagnosed not only fat with what do they call it? Heavy metals. It was then I got to know about all this heavy metal stuff that they will hide inside the liver. What was I taking? Cabbage is one of your best friends. But you don't have to overdo cabbage. And that's why you need to be guided. Food that can help you. Onions, don't overcook it. Garlic is great for you. Ginger is good for you. Turmeric is one of your liver's best friend. Just note these anti-inflammatory spices. They are quite expensive today in our market. But honestly, whatever it costs you to get them, go get them. And make sure you consume them daily. Your daily diet. If you take out the trans fats from processed foods and stop all those fried stuff, fried food is your worst enemy, your liver's worst enemy. I don't know whether you have been told. Some of you are still frying chicken, or you are frying your puff, you're frying your sweet potatoes, frying whatever. Stop anything fried. I stopped it over 15 years ago. It was one of the first decisions I made, when my health was in crisis, was to stop the frying of the foods. If you want to save your liver, stop the frying. Stop alcohol. If you don't want fatty liver, stop alcohol, stop the frying. Stop the trans fat processed food. Stop breads and biscuits. Stop all the food that come with gluten. Some of them come with gluten containing foods. Some of you are consuming wheat something. It's naturally, it comes with natural gluten that can glue onto your liver, and it's not going to offload the fat. But the food that can help it to offload it are these spices. But then when you are trying to offload that, so olive oil is good. You must make sure to take the good fat to help it to heal, and stop disturbing it with too much drugs, stop disturbing the liver with too much of the other processed foods. Once you do the right thing and take foods like coconut oil. Yes, I appreciate your comment. Thank you for that. You take foods like coconut oil. Coconut oil comes with saturated fat. It's the highest so far that I have learned about among the common oils around us. It is said to have about 89%. That's very high in terms of saturated fat. But the beautiful thing about the coconut oil, cold pressed, is one of the foods, oil that does not clog arteries. It contains antiviral properties. I'm talking of cold pressed coconut oil, and it's one of your liver's friends. That's the irony of it. I'm being honest with you. This is something that if you say in the public, people will argue with me. I've argued with people who are already dying, who are looking so sickly, and because of ignorance, they still had to argue that it's not like that. And I tell you, my dear, go ahead, my dear. Go ahead with the life you're living. You are not up to 50, and you're already like a shadow of yourself. Sometimes because the liver has packed up for so long, and you are still eating the fried foods, your processed foods, you're still taking your alcohol, you're still taking your smoking, you're still taking all the stuff that are destroying this vital organ. And by the time the organ I have more cases of people among all these corn chips now. I do see them all over the road. They will sprinkle oil on it and sugar. If your children are eating it, or rather, we cannot speak within the English go sanction me. If your children are still eating it, stop. When make hay while the sun is shining. Don't wait until they get to 70 or 50 years. Let them stop all those popcorn. Yes, it's pop. They call it popcorn. The liver starts clogging the artery right as the child is still young. That's why you see some 15 years, 13 years, go check their liver. Go do a test, you see they have fatty liver. Some 3+. Very young children. Because of all this wrong food. Watch even what the children are eating. Not only us that are adults. So that they won't be sick, very sick before they reach 30 or 40 years. Because when the liver is sick, that's why there's too many cases, because there is lack of knowledge. The Bible says that my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Yes, it's nothing that is destroying us than lack of knowledge. And that's why I say, this is what I teach here. I share my experience. I share some of the things that I suffered. Not for you to go through it. Because some have died due to ignorance. And the Bible rightly said that it is the absence of knowledge that is destroying my people. That is what God cried out for. And for you to know what the thing is one thing. For you to put it into practice is another thing. A lot of people know about these things, but they take it for granted. Maybe they are still young. Let mama do now. Mama can no longer eat rice. Let her eat rice and my chicken. Honestly, we did it too. I remember in those days, they used to flog us, to scold us to eat vegetable. Yes, remember, it's one of your liver's best friend, leafy greens. If you have fatty liver, don't joke with leafy greens. These things I mentioned, if you want to heal. Green vegetables, don't joke with foods like carrots. If you want to avoid fatty liver, listen now. Don't joke with cabbage, but you must be cautious with cabbage. If you have fatty liver, you see cucumber is good for you. You see green apples is a source of malic acid. It's good for your liver. These are foods. You can list it out. You can write it down somewhere. The moment you start consuming them, your liver starts healing. It's not going to heal overnight, maybe suddenly, but in a couple of weeks, you will notice an improvement in your health, your digestion, your energy levels will start to improve. Although you may not be adding weight physically, because the very high point of the liver issue is that the person starts to disappear, like it's getting very lean. I've seen people had even been through that stage. Become so lean that people will be asking you, what's wrong with you? When the liver has been pressed for so long and you did nothing. Because one beautiful thing about our body is that it always gives us a long time, like it's always patient for you to act, for you to change your lifestyle, for you to change the food that's causing, to stop the food feeding the disease. But most times we ignore it. Sometimes it will give us a signal, send us message like dizziness, occasional dizziness. You are going somewhere, suddenly everywhere turned dark. You are struggling to find your way. And when you found your way, you moved on. You didn't try to find out what message, what signal am I getting? Let me tell you, sometimes fatty liver may be sending you a message. Don't ignore it, my dear. Don't wait until the liver is totally destroyed because of fat. Because a lot of bad fats today, where I've been going through a lot. I went through I went through chemo treatment, and since then, I've been having serious dehydration, and I drink a lot of water too. You see? I don't know the nature of the chemo treatment you went anyway. What's the nature of the chemo treatment? Okay, let's put on this how to know the will of God. Because so far now, the audience in the house are more interested in the health. So let's talk about it. Maybe at other times we'll talk about this. Because most of it been a little long time I've not been out here for life. So I know some of you may be wondering, where have Mama Gracious, where has she gone? Where has she been to? I've been running around with my whatever. I don't want to say it. But you know the testimony is already there. Okay, breast cancer, Chidebube. Okay. That's 56 years. Okay, so it's never too late if you start eating right. Yes, it's never too late for you to heal and get everything. I've met not one, not three persons that went through the chemo. They survived it. They're living a normal life. They think it has healed, and they're following the healthy lifestyle. So you need to ensure that you protect your liver. You try as much as it is in your power to protect it by avoiding most of these things I already mentioned. And then occasionally, mark the word, occasionally, you bring in bitter foods. Not too much. Not they'll mix one concoction and tell you to take. If you bring too much bitter or too much citric acid, or it can damage the liver. That's why I tell people, they go and drink this, drink that. You need to pamper some of these organs, especially as we are aging. Occasionally you take bitters. The liver loves it. The bitter things, like there are bitter herbs. You can take a little, like bitter leaf, but not to go and take the raw bitter leaf. I did a caution video on it to caution people not to take raw bitter leaf just like that. Just a little. You wash the bitter leaf and throw the water away. And you can just take a little after you wash it once or twice to make sure the bitterness go inside, get inside your body. And you can feel the calmness that comes with it. Bitter leaf, for instance, is a source of zinc too. And you need it at various points in your body. The guava leaf is also a liver supporting herb. The stone breaker is one of the best friends, even if it's hepatitis B. It's going to help you heal. I do take it occasionally, boil and drink once in a while. Now, you don't have to focus on one particular herb. Let's talk about this one, because some people focus on one particular herb that somebody has mixed for them or told them to be taken. Our body doesn't function that way. Occasionally you boil something bitter. And I give you the common bitters. Bitter cola is there. It has caffeine though, just little. Occasionally you can take it. It's a bitter food. Bitter leaf. You can take the papaya is very good too for liver. But occasionally you can boil the papaya leaf, this papaya leaf tea, and take. And one of the best one I'm even using, I use more frequently nowadays, is the papaya seeds. I have the bottles here. I have them, the dried seeds. I make tea from it. Look at it. Dried papaya seeds. It's one of the best. You know why I like it? It has more protein. It has vitamin E, high content. And it has, some of anything that you want to use. I notice I want to use. If it has more protein, it will not be too harsh on the liver. The liver doesn't like too much harshness. It doesn't like it. It's good for when you take it, if it has a small protein there, the liver will have something to shield it a little. It doesn't like too much harshness, like too much spices. I will do a video on spices, because I was telling somebody today that too much pepper is not good for your liver. But some people don't know. You like pepper soup, hot pepper soup. You like it, it's good for your body, making your body hot. No. It doesn't allow the nutrients to stay in the body. And it's not good for liver health. So if you are used to hot pepper soups and you have been diagnosed with fatty liver, reduce it. It's not good for your liver. So another very good friend of your liver is the oat. Oat is good for your liver. Get good one. It was one of the food that you have to be very selective. The food should be focusing must have big group of vitamins. Oat is one of them. You see millet pap is one of them. Those food that are B group, the B is a wide range of the B family for energy and for other things. Then when you take them, they're not toxic. Now, some of the things that created the problem around the liver is because of some of the supplements. I was a fan of all those supplements. If you are taking iron tonic or multivitamin, you are destroying your liver. If you are taking calcium, I see them selling it, people are buying. You are destroying your liver. Why? Because these are not water-soluble vitamins. And the calcium, majority of the calcium you see in the market are calcium carbonate, carbonated. Go and read it, you see it. I was talking to somebody. No, my dear, listen now. I want to tell you something. It does. Oat raises blood sugar. Don't eat oat alone. See what I have here. This, I did a video already. I made these soya beans. Look at them. I have them, there are many. How did I fermented these soya beans. I added cinnamon, I added little peanuts, added little crayfish because of the thyroid. I processed it myself and dried it. And then, when you want to take your oat, listen very well. If you don't do this, it will spike your sugar. Normal. You will prepare your oats. Put cinnamon to help, a pinch of cinnamon to help you with insulin resistance. It helps your body. It makes the thing to taste good and helps your body to produce insulin. Me, I'm so used to the cinnamon since 2010 that if I eat something that doesn't have it, if that thing is starch or sugary, I will quickly feel it. I will know because of the way my body will respond to it. But the cinnamon presence will help your body. You can go and do your own search to start producing that. Pancreas will produce that insulin, which is missing. Sometimes they put people on insulin. They start drinking insulin in order to mop up the excess sugar. Before you eat, you go and take the insulin. I think after food, you take, I don't know, maybe after food again or thereabout. So, but if you prepare your oats, I did a video also to show how I take my own. It won't spike your sugar. Put cinnamon. One, get your black seed. It's a sort of protein. It fights inflammations. I put black seed. Then after putting the cinnamon, I put a little of this soya beans powder. It has complete amino acid. As a matter of fact, after church today, I took oats. Look at me. I took oats, added all these things. That was this after. I added a little of this soya beans. Soya beans contains complete amino acids. That's what I was talking about before. So you put a little of it to give it quality protein. And in addition to that, I ate one boiled egg. What are we looking for? Protein. It's the building block. And guess what? I had to sprinkle sesame seed, pumpkin seed. These are seeds that help your body to control blood sugar. They come with healthy fats, zinc and other minerals, peanuts, a little cashew nut. They were all part of the diet after church today. I'm telling you this thing because you are with me live. So you add all of these things, healthy fats, without the healthy fats, your body can't manage sugar. Then without the pancreas doing that insulin thing, your body also may not be able to handle the sugar coming in. You know that there are two levels of sugar. The one that are already in the body, they have already created the insulin resistance. It's a barrier. If you ask me, I'll tell you that because that's the way I feel it. There are occasions when I start feeling that insulin resistance. I'll give you that occasion so that you also check your diet. So when the insulin resistance is there, that one is there. It's just there. It's already there. So your body will still have to deal with the one you are bringing in. And that's why some people that are managing diabetes. So when the insulin resistance is there, it becomes difficult to produce digestive juice. They say like acid on top of the stomach. So the stomach acid to digestion will be difficult to produce. And even if produced, the one accessible, they will not be much. So poor digestion, everything will be making the condition look complicated. So, but if they take things like apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon, and put it inside water and take before food, and then sometimes take ginger, take lemon, all these things to aid digestion, it will like tend to melt that resistance. And best of it, if you take foods like guava leaf tea, and when the insulin resistance is even very hard, you take raw one. I've done it before. So if you add all this into your oat, it will not raise your sugar. You can't just prepare oat and take. It's going. Even me, as I'm here, I don't have any issue with blood sugar getting too much. But I know that now that I'm more than 60 years, even more than 61, because after 61, the next is 62. The next thing is to be monitoring your sugar and what you take. But in monitoring it, you must ensure you are getting the right things that your body needs. And I told you the most important things are fiber. And in that oat, I added tiger nut too. I added tiger nut with dates. Remember, tiger nut is a source of calcium and other important minerals, and it's naturally gluten-free. And it's going to help you to get a lot of this mineral. If you don't have sufficient calcium, problem will still be there. Calcium is an electrolyte. You may still be low in energy, suffering fatty liver, all kinds of things. Now, I added it to, yes, I didn't add chia seed today. But you can add all of this occasionally, intermittently. Sometimes you can add cocoa, pure cocoa, which is bitter, inside your oat. You cannot add that cocoa inside the oat, and the oat will still be spiking your sugar. If you can start by just adding a pinch of cinnamon to your oat, and after you have added a pinch of cinnamon, you now add cocoa, that bitter cocoa that we know, like 1 teaspoon or less. It's going to look chocolatey color and taste good. You can even eat it with your egg or anything. There are a lot of things that you can eat as a diabetic. Some people, you'll be thinking that what should we be eating? Yes, there are a lot of things. You can eat it, eat your nuts freely, cashew nut. I told you I've had to add sunflower seed in my oat this after church. Add not chia seed. Added, sometimes you can use flax seed. I did a video. So when you are getting to that age, 50 and above, you don't just be eating your conventional food that you are eating before. You were eating before. You just get up, you saw beans and rice, and you are eating. After you eat, you start producing gas. The body won't use it because it's not complete. Or maybe before you could just eat rice, beans and plantain and go to bed. I saw some people, they will cook plantain and vegetable. I asked some diabetics when we are chatting, say, what did you eat? It's so time. He said, I ate plantain and vegetable. No, plantain and vegetable, we know that vegetable is good. But how much of protein can you get from it? Don't let us deceive ourselves. So it can't be enough. You need to add quality. Sometimes you put meat. If you want to put fish, put good fish, fatty fish with omega-3 fats. You don't have, sometimes you buy sardine, remove the oil and eat it, and check your blood sugar later. You see that your blood sugar will be stable. There is a kind of fish, for instance, Amaka Adora, you're welcome to the house. There is a kind of fish that we normally eat here. I stopped eating. That's called a fish they call shower fish. If you know it, you can comment that I know it. That fish is a bit cheaper. So when we are low in cash, we go for it. And not only that it's a bit cheaper, honestly, it used to taste nice for me. Only that it's easily toxic. Mary Umahi, you are welcome to the house. Hi, Adora Maka. Hi, Mary Umahi. So that fish, you know the fish. You know it. It's a popular fish here in this part of the world. That shower fish. It tastes good. But it's not a source of omega-3. I didn't have to check anywhere to know that it doesn't contain omega-3. You know why? After taking it with rice and every other thing, the next day the blood sugar was up. That is the difference. But when you take it with sardine, without those oils, or with fatty fish, good fatty fish, you won't have a spike in your sugar. So that is the difference. Mary Umahi will come my faith. So it's not all you are welcome to the house. It is not all the fish. No, some people just think you are eating fish. I don't like meat. Oh. Meat is good for your blood sugar. Goat meat I eat. Cow meat. Cook it soft. Cook it very soft. And you may not eat it every day, but you see meat is because of what? It has complete amino acids. It's going to help you with your blood sugar. It's going to help your body to heal. Your muscles, it's going to help your body to build, replace dead cells. Fire for fire, you're welcome. So, but most of these things, you won't hear it on social media. The only thing you can hear freely is they will show you herbs that can lower your blood sugar. And what that herb contains and what to do blah, blah, and the rest of it. Nobody tells you. How, you will see all the herbs, you get confused. Now, today, what I teach and what I tell people is that lowering blood sugar is one of the easiest things. As a matter of fact, the more cases that I'm getting, cow food is not protein now. You can take it occasionally. Remember, it's not good for too much of it. Creatinine level will be high. So you need to be careful to take it small if you want to. Don't be eating it anyhow. Anything that is not it's just a fiber. To add fiber. Me, I didn't used to like it at all. I never, once in a while, just to make, because we are carnivore, minivore. So that our teeth just want to chew something. That is the truth. And you finish eating just like a dog. You can't give a dog food without bone or without meat. Hi, Mama and everybody. Good. Yeah, welcome, Beatrice. So, when you give after eating some time, that's what happened to me all the time. You just notice that you want to chew something. Then you start eating pomo, chewing cow food. Just if you're diabetic, eat small. It's not a source of protein. It cannot build anything. It can provide a little fiber. So you don't have to be eating the cow food and say that you are eating meat. It's not meat. If you want to eat meat, go for real meat. You will notice how well you will sleep. Your skin will start coming out well. You start feeling complete. Your brain will start healing. Sometimes, if you see diabetic, it's not only the brain, the eyes, everything. Even sometimes, you will notice that one of my eyes, at the other time, it was swollen. These are all signs of imbalance, which is common with seniors. So you'll be trying to balance it. Each time you notice something is this way, you start going this way. It's the secret. As I'm telling you, if you don't follow this channel, if you don't subscribe and you just go away, maybe another time you may have another thing different from. You need to go the other way, because that is how our body is. It's changing. So the blood sugar lowering is one of the easiest things. Why did I say so? Today I'm having even a little more cases of people who are having low blood sugar. Let me tell you, low blood sugar. We are talking of high blood sugar. Low blood sugar seems to be worse. There was a night I experienced low blood sugar recently. I learned another lesson. That another level God took me. And that very day, you know what happened? I want you to listen. I didn't eat. I went out to sort out some things outside the house. So I decided like fasting. I did a short. There's no message I deliver that doesn't come with something that led to it. That is no smoke without fire. So I've been hearing no breakfast, don't eat, this and that. So I was okay. I just dressed up and went out and did all I did. Although I had my water. I think I had one or two. I took that water or something, but no, I didn't eat precisely. So by the end of the day, towards the evening, I was tired. And then after doing the food, eating, I went to lie down. I noticed as I breathe, I noticed that there's something wrong. And what was that? Some of you may not know. I don't know how I usually know. My sugar has dropped. Electrolyte. That's the problem with some diabetics too. So my BP is low too. My BP went, not really sugar. My BP went low. Sometimes it's sugar. Why did it go? My electrolyte. You know what I did? After eating all the wonderful things, I ate egg, even 1.5 egg. Eat everything, very nice things. But then, because of the long gap in the morning, that's why I did a video that people should stop skipping breakfast. If you don't want to suffer insomnia, if you want to destroy your brain. I'm uploading the full video tomorrow or next tomorrow. I just did a clip of it. So I said, I noticed that my magnesium level depleted. So when I lied down, my body wasn't really itself. If you are a younger person, you may not feel all this. You just lie down and sleep off. But for those who are more than 60 years, or those who are close to 60 years, these things could happen. The magnesium level could just drop below normal. This is an electrolyte. You need it in the current of your blood. Your calcium, everything, the minerals will drop. All these minerals that are usually active when you are moving, they drop below normal. And how can you get it to get your body to that balance? You know what I did? I had chewed almond. Almond couldn't fix it. I soaked some almond already because I said I will need magnesium. I already told us. But guess what? Sometimes you try even some of the best things that you know. It still may not solve it. So I soaked about 4 almonds. I said, okay, I'd really been out all day. I did that. Maybe I will need this. And on a normal day, once I chew it, I take those and remove the peels. It settles it. But this time around, you know what? I took it. I was still not okay. And you know what I did finally that sent me to sleep? It was sea salt. I said, my minerals have dropped below normal. All those essential minerals. I took about 2 rocky salt, put inside water, dissolve it. And immediately I started taking it. I could feel the way it was going. Remember, it strengthens your bone. I talk about sea salt. Look at it here. Some of you will soon be asking me, what is sea salt? What does this look like? So, look at it. Look at it. I don't know how to, but that is it. Just about 2. Some people are asking, does it have BP? No. Whether the BP is high or low, it's going to bring it, balance your electrolyte. So immediately I put inside a slight warm water by a small cup by my bedside and took it. I could feel the way it was flowing into my bones. It was just flowing. It's just like a drip. You know, when somebody is weak in the hospital, they give him a drip. You know, some of those is salt there inside small. Sugar and all those things, they will be there so that the person can come back and be okay. So it was when I took it, I could feel the energy, and before you know it, the body calmed down. So when I do those videos, it's not that I went and read it. It's something that happened to me. Then just like I put in the description of this my channel, it's the things that happened to me that I come out and share to people so that they can learn from it. So when I took the sea salt, honestly, in warm water, everything, but the body started calming down. Energy started coming. So if you're diabetic, get sea salt too. So that you may just be lacking in small minerals. It looks like your body, you don't even know what's happening to you. You don't know what to do again. They say, don't eat this, don't eat that, don't eat this. If you eat this one will happen. Sometimes all you need is this thing I did. Just about 3 nights ago. It hadn't happened to me before like that. What had not happened was I had not gone out and stayed so long without food in my stomach. I will always try to get something or put something, make sure I eat. So but that day I didn't. And it was a crisis for me in the night. So that's why I did a video. When I experience something, I come and do a video or talk about it. So that others will know that this is what will happen. No? Because some will still come, those who are in their 30s, those in their 20s, those who are in their 40s could come and be arguing. But I don't have any problem with your argument. But when you get to 60 years and above, maybe you may be saying something else too. Some of us were also arguing. So you just notice, I just did that. And honestly, I'm happy to report that it worked. Sea salt worked. I always have it by my bedside. Look at it. Just put it by my bedside. It's not every day. Some people are thinking you must. No. Sometimes you are okay. You didn't stress too much. You didn't do unusual activity. You just lie down, you sleep off. So why would you be struggling to have your sea salt? It's when there is that imbalance in your electrolyte. The electrolyte is like an electrical current, as the word implies. It has to be flowing. It has to be flowing in the current. You know, when you have a current, a wiring of electricity, if current didn't pass there, it will not do anything. That's how our body is. So this current, there are certain minerals that are there. Magnesium is there, potassium is there, calcium is there, a lot of other things that are there, circulating 247. They don't have, most of them, they are located at all the, they don't have a specific place. That's why they are called electrolyte. Say this is where they are meant to stay. They are distributed, they are moving around. So that is it, flowing electrically. And when that current is not there, when those things are not there, you'll be feeling so weak. You'll be feeling, a lot of things which you can't even explain could be happening to you because of that imbalance in your electrolyte. Sometimes you can say your blood sugar, your blood pressure is high. No, that blood pressure being high is still ignorance. Sometimes just a pinch of that sea salt inside warm water can balance it. Your blood pressure will return to normal. But some people say, no, salt is not good though. Salt is not good. Yes, salt is bad. Acidic white salt is bad. Especially those ones they put in all this food, bread, biscuits. They use it to preserve your food. They're all white salt. They're all white salt. So, but when you use this natural sea salt with over 82 micronutrients, you get your energy back. Diabetics should tap into this, please. Because you don't say, not only diabetics, all the seniors. Why I say all the seniors? Some of us, we are already having those signs and symptoms that accompany those that are diabetic. Yes, but then if you are managing yourself with natural food, you say, I'm not diabetic, I'm not this. My dear, most of you, all of us that are over 60, your body is no longer managing sugar properly. Well, so you are as good as diabetic or pre, whichever one. But the point is, if you manage your health, manage what you eat, your lifestyle, give your body what it needs to heal, have a balance of fiber, listen to the most important part of your diet as a diabetic or pre-diabetic. You see, fiber, don't joke. Healthy fats, don't joke. Protein, don't joke. Fat and oil. You see, water therapy, don't joke. You see, leafy greens, because of liver, don't joke. And you can, all these things, you can find them in food like fats and oil. These are the most, did I call carbohydrates? Did I call carbohydrates? Now, carbohydrates is not there. Not that it's not important. No. But when you are getting to, the way you are consuming a whole bottle, do you know that even sometimes I do like this food, this rice is sweet. What's a white rice? They're all good. But if you just eat it in large amount, the way you used to eat it before, it's still going to give you trouble. It's still going to give you trouble. Sometimes, even no matter what you do, it's still going to give you trouble. So you need, what is this? Chide. Okay, what am I saying? Chide Bube. Okay. Oh, give me a clap. I've received $3. That's my first gift ever on live. And I think it's quite encouraging. Chidebube, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's celebrate their 5th super on a live stream. Oh, it's my real, in fact, I wasn't really, it's like a bolt out of the blue. I wasn't expecting it. I was just doing my job. Loving what I'm doing and doing what I'm loving. That's exactly, so that's I thumb up for you for opening that door, and I pray that that door will remain opened because you have opened it. I've never had it. Been going live for a long time, even for longer time than this, but I've never had this. So thank you so much, Chidebere. I celebrate you. I celebrate Healthy Food Place. I celebrate God. I celebrate myself. And I say thank you all. So we move. So I'm saying that, okay, this one say, hi mama, good PM. My first time joining, please can one with high BP use the sea salt? Exactly, that's what I said. It's going to help you to resolve. Sometimes what is missing in your diet that is causing you BP may just be this electrolyte, minerals. There are little minerals. Use it to cook your meals. And occasionally, if you don't understand, if you have done, we're not talking about BP today. BP is not even a problem. It's lack of knowledge that is the problem we're having today. People are not knowledgeable. And I wish we can teach this into our children so that they will not be having all these BP, sugar issues before they reach 50 years because of their food choices and lifestyle. So it's good for BP, my dear. So I want to talk about, I've talked about the cow food. I want to also respond to this, my mama. Okay, I've talked about the blood sugar issue. I've talked about it. I want to, okay, this one I've been going, okay. I've been having, okay, serious dehydration and I drink a lot of water. Now, Chidebube, I didn't know you are the one that dropped that question about dehydration, drinking a lot of water. Now, after today, get sea salt. That dehydration will end, is what I'm telling you. The reason why you are dehydrated after drinking water is because the minerals are not inside the water. Now, if your case is like that, drop sea salt. I have sea salt here. Just drop 1 or 2 salt or 3 inside the water. Remember that you don't have to overdo it because salt is your heart's worst enemy. Those I didn't tell you. I like to give people caution so that you won't go and take. I used to see people on the internet, they will take a teaspoon of salt. Me, I didn't send you. Me, I not send you that one. Salt is your heart's worst enemy. Did you get that? So don't say, because I've talked about salt, you just pack salt and put inside water, or you saw it somewhere on the internet. I do see it. Just take a little. It's going to make a whole lot of difference. And the result is usually instant. Anytime you want to take water therapy, Chidebere, you will come to thank me later. Apart from this thank you that you've done, put sea salt. The sea salt is going to help to push it. I was experiencing this thing at one point, but not anymore. When I was 59 years, at about that age. No, each age used to unfold different things in your life. So I noticed that when I take water therapy that ordinarily I will take, and the thing will I'll be okay. I will notice as if the water is like intoxicating me and the water is not getting into my cells. That's what is happening to you now because of ignorance. So when this thing started to happen, I said, okay, this water is outside the cells. I can feel it. It will now be doing as if it's intoxicating you. You could feel the weight. Why I was feeling the weight then was because it hadn't gone in until I started the sea salt too. But the sea salt wasn't every day. Any day I feel it, I drop the sea salt inside the water. Sometimes I even put it in my mouth. I'm afraid of salt too. You can't be more afraid of salt. No senior does not know that salt is, if you take too much. You know why it's dangerous? Because it's an electrolyte. It doesn't have where to be stored. You just hit your heart, boom. You will feel it. So it's not something you just start taking. So sometimes that thing has stopped. That used to happen to me then. I'm 61 now, of course you know. So when I now noticed it, I started doing that and that thing stopped. I said maybe there are no sufficient minerals. Now when you are aging, when you're more than 50 or years, 55, 60, you need more of these minerals than those solid food that we eat to make us fat, make us big, make us bulky. They don't have, most of them don't have the minerals that you need. You see this mineral like this. The salt you need is, to me, I don't know. Some people I see them with 1 teaspoon. I don't know how it's working for them, but most of them are young. I saw somebody on TikTok, teaspoon, 40 years young man. Some of you may know him. So, but me, I've never taken teaspoon. If I want to take sea salt, I take like this. I'm afraid of salt. Take like 2 or 3. Put inside water. Sometimes you won't even feel it. Then sometimes, if it's at certain hour, and you have to strengthen the teeth. It's even the beautiful part. You know, the teeth is also made of minerals. So the thing that happens with diabetics and pre-diabetes is that they start having problem with their teeth. I used to have that thing before. So you start, even if they had to remove 2. That was a long time ago. But then I was eating bread and biscuits and all these crackers. I've stopped all of that. Once in a while, I may still take do long truth, but then it's no longer part of my regular diet, because that was even, I think, what led to the removal of 1 tooth here, 1 again here, 2. So when you are eating all those sugary stuff, you're having teeth with organs like your teeth. But when you are taking this sea salt, I've never had problem again with my teeth. Sometimes you just take it and do like you are licking it like sweet, and then put water in the mouth. So it will now circulate to your teeth to strengthen small that your teeth need. It will strengthen the teeth, and then it will now go supply over 82 minerals, especially your bones. Your bone is very important. It controls, is the skeleton of the body. So you put it. So stop that dehydration. Don't take water again for now without having the sea salt in it. You will definitely thank God for it, for giving us the sea salt. So that's it, my dear Chidiebube. Then who again? Thank you for the teaching. I'm always having an indigestion despite all my efforts to do the right thing. Now, Philo Ogbene, what's your age? If you're in the house, can you comment and tell me your age? Philo Ogbene. Because this indigestion is also common with diabetics and pre-diabetics and all the seniors. Once you get to that certain age, your body's ability to digest food is reduced. And so what should you do? You start taking digestive aid. And me, the things I'm taking now to aid my digestion anytime is I take things like ginger tea, and although I hardly take that. I take papaya seeds. It's a great digestive aid on empty stomach. Sometimes I take apple cider. Look at it. I take 1 teaspoon. Look at it. I take 1 tablespoon and put it in warm water and take in the morning. Because of what? This digestive problem is common with diabetics too, all the seniors. So when you put it inside the water, the cup, you add water, 1 tablespoon, and take it before food. What does it do? It will help to activate digestive juice. The stomach start producing that, because the stomach's ability to produce this juice is reducing every day, and some of the habits, lifestyles we are doing, like stress, is even worsening it. So when you eat, when you are under stress, there's less acid for digestion. It makes it worse if you are someone that's, a lot of us are even stressed, including myself. A lot of things are stressing us. Physical stress, mental stress, emotional stress, just name it. Stressing us. As when all these stressors are there in our body, the body's digestion is reduced because acid no dey. Sometimes the body will be talking, stomach, making sound. And again, another thing also that makes it, if you are eating processed foods, be having digestive problem. So this sea salt is another food that helps to aid digestion. I can tell you, it helps digestion. It helps it a lot. It's a detox food. It's not acidic like refined table salt. It's alkaline. Helps to support your brain. Extracting excess acidity from the brain. Sea salt, you don't need a lot. The bone, helping you to digest your food. You can take it before food, put it in warm water, small like this, and drink small water, just for 10 minutes of it before food. Immediately you finish it, it will start preparing the body to digest the food that is coming. You can make ginger, small ginger, or chew ginger if you're having digestive problem. It's common among seniors, not just diabetics. So in the morning after your water therapy, you can put lemon juice occasionally. Half a lemon is okay to support your stomach to produce this digestive juice for digestion. Why? Because of age. It's very uncommon for you to see growing children crying that their stomach can't digest food. It's common with the elderly. And modern nature has given us a lot of food to help us digest food. And the very common ones like this papaya tea, the papaya leaf tea, rosemary tea, the guava leaf tea, the cloves, the cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is one of your liver's best friends. Sorry, I forgot to mention it. If you're trying to remove fatty liver, not all peppers are good for you, but the best pepper is the cayenne pepper. They call it shombo. It's great for blood circulation. The liver needs something to help circulate around it. And then, looking at the digestion, it helps you to digest food. Because of the capsaicin that is there. The main work is that to aid digestion, the cayenne pepper. So it's going to help to support your digestion. If you eat food that doesn't have pepper, you'll be having digestive problem all the time. The worms will be talking and having a free day because of what? There are no peppers. But then you don't have to put too much pepper. I said that. Don't forget, too much moderation is our rule in this house. Food is our medicine. That's the slogan. That's our watchword. Food is our medicine, while moderation is the rule. If you're a member of Healthy Food Place, you must always sing this as a song. Anything you are doing, just remember that moderation is our rule. It's a rule here. So no matter how good that thing is, you must be cautious to take it moderately. I'm always having an indigestion despite. So when you start doing all these things, I'm telling you, you don't overstress yourself before you eat. When you stress, you rest a little bit. Sometimes it's hard to rest, especially when the eating time is getting late. It happens to me sometimes, honestly. It's like it's getting late. You just want to eat. But when you finish eating, rest. And then what should you do? Before you eat that food, go for digestive aid. The most common ones you can take, like you can chew 2 or 3 cloves, you lower blood sugar. You can also, and then for that your oats, you can add chia seed too. Can add flax seed. These are different things you need to fortify your oats. It will never spike your sugar. Never. And so I'm saying that as for the digestion, I've already made a video several videos. Not really several, but I made 2 or 3 videos, I remember, on food to help you how to improve your digestion. Apple cider is there. Cloves is there. Cayenne pepper is there. You can even chew it or drink it, as some people are doing. If your case is really so bad, you can add lemon juice in your warm water. Even the lime juice is also part of it. Then you can also sometimes take some bitters in the morning. There are a lot of bitters that you can drink once in a long while. You can make tea out of the papaya leaves, just a bitter something to strengthen your liver. Sometimes there is one other bitter stuff that was just fermented. I've been taking it also. So all the bitter foods, not just one, but each one, don't forget, each one is unique. Where we are getting it wrong is that when someone tells us about a particular one, we will focus on only that one every day until that one wants to make us sick. We will not run away. Not at all. You need to be updated on a regular basis so that you do not overdo it. And you should always listen to your body when you are even taking that particular thing. If you are not taking protein like black-eyed cowpea, beans, vegetables, seeds, meat, fish, especially fatty fish, you can't control your blood sugar. And sometimes the candida and yeast, they will overgrow out of proportion. Maybe you don't include fermented foods. Now, those diabetics should know that fermented food should be part of your diet in order to help your digestion. Food that have been fermented. Some people don't even eat it. They don't even know. If you ask, they say it's smelling. Some people say, what is it? It's smelling. So those food that are smelling, they are good for you, like fermented millet. They're very good. fermented sorghum bicolor, sorghum joa. They are good for you. Fermented foods are very good. So there's one question I want to attend to. One of the somebody that asked question before. I don't know whether she's still here. Can I do to stop? That's it. He said, Mom, good evening, ma. Odine, praise God. What can I do to stop body heat? Now, briefly, but this body heat we are talking, a good number of time, my dear, is still this imbalance we are talking about. I don't know your age. I always like to know people's age because all these things work with age. Now, if you can comment and tell me your age, I'll be able to give you a more direct reply to your question so that it will be directed towards you. Yes. If you can give me your age so that age, I will use it to find out exactly how to answer your question, what may be causing the heat, and what can easily help. Okay. Yes, some people have dropped question. Okay, you say how long should we be taking the... I'm waiting for you, Odine, to respond if you're in the house so that I'll answer you on body heat. What is causing it for you at your age? Now, what is causing a problem for someone when it was, for those who are teenagers or 25 or 30 years, it's not the same thing for someone who is 50 or 60 years. Different things. Now, I'm coming to you, Kabir Hassan Hussein, 54 years, and I forget things easily. There are memory herbs like rosemary that you can start including in your diet to support your memory. Some of us will forget too. I'm 61 plus, but I forget sometimes. But that's not at alarming stage. So what you do is, when you notice you are forgetting things, you start to include brain foods. Make sure you are taking your egg. Make sure you are taking your healthy fats. Healthy fats, as I mentioned, cashews, healthy fat, almonds, omega-3 rich foods, healthy fats like avocados, coconut oil is very good for the brain, olive oil. Make sure you are getting fat on a daily basis to help your brain to communicate if you are always forgetting. You are asking whether sea salt. Now sea salt, I said it helps to extract excess acidity from the brain. But I noticed that there's a lot of carbs in beans. Yes, there's a lot of carbs in beans. You know, I already said that people are combining rice and beans. Diabetics, I used to see it now online. They'll be eating, say they're eating protein. Even some of my WhatsApp group members who are old men, they still crave for beans and rice. It used to be a very sweet delicacy. Beans is very high in carbohydrates. So the best way to eat beans, I did a video how I eat my beans anytime I want to, and I'm even trying to reduce it. To be honest with you, it's very high in carbohydrates, and it's not well absorbed and digested if you don't bring in sufficient fats. So the beans I eat is the black-eyed cowpea. Now, all beans are not the same. They're all legumes, but they are not the same. No, that digestibility is important. Now, I decided to stick to black-eyed cowpea, the beans we call iron beans, since 2011. No, I think since 2010. That's almost 50 years now. Yes, almost 50 years. I decided to stick to it. When I was dealing with stomach ulcer, I noticed that some are easier to... Yes, Jason, this is a wonderful life. I just subscribed. Yes, you are welcome. Now, when I realized that some beans, after eating, it start to cause gas and gastric distress, stomach pains and disturbances around the stomach. So I began to wonder that why? Where will we get protein? Until I tested the black-eyed cowpea on that fateful day. And I noticed that, you know, I tell you, one of my secrets is listening to my body. I noticed that it was easier to digest, and I didn't have the distress that I used to have after eating the brown beans and other beans. All those in the legume family, you have to explore them. and find out the one that digests easily with you. A lot of people are even finding out the black-eyed cowpea, which is iron beans. But now we are even hearing news saying GMO or no GMO, that's the one. Because it seems that that's one a lot of people are hearing from those of us who have been on it for several years, that it digests easily. It's better for blood pressure. It's high in iron, magnesium too, and other nutrients. I'm talking of this particular beans. So when you cook it alone and you add lots of onions, don't add plantain. It's high in carb. That's how we were eating it, and we used to enjoy it. Some 60 years, 65 are still being, they prepare their food and give them to eat. I see it online. That they're eating 2 carbs together. And because they're on medication, they may not feel it. Because what the medication is intended to do is to shut your mouth, your body off, to shut your body from speaking. When your body wants to speak, the medication will say, don't talk. So your body will just stay like that, and everything will happen, and it will come and do the work, which is not good. I don't think it's the best solution. So what I am saying is that black-eyed cowpea, when you want to prepare it, you can watch that my video. Do not eat it with sweet potatoes. Don't eat it with yam. Don't eat it with rice. Do not eat it with ripe plantain. Don't eat it with all those stuff you are eating it with. Put leafy greens in it. Put tomatoes, low-calorie veggies. Put egg. Are you listening to me? So many years I used to think, egg and beans can't go together. Oh, what ignorance did to us. It's still doing to some of you. So I used to tell any day I want to give my children beans. I say, no, don't eat egg. Egg is not good though. I mean, egg and beans, protein will be too much. It will just be passing gas all over and be disturbing people. Ignorance was doing that. But today, I know that without the egg in the beans can't even be used. It's what I have found out with myself. It will stay there because it's not complete. It's not complete. It's not what I read. It's what I have proven with myself. I have had to eat beans on occasions, and I don't eat egg. It will give me constipation. The beans will sit there. Why? Because it hasn't been worked on. But any day I take it, and I take it with vegetables, low-calorie veggies, onions, and green vegetables, add detox food to it. And egg is one of the complete amino acids that you need to add to it instead of rice, instead of beans. Please, if you have been doing that, whether you are diabetic or not, it's not good for seniors. Don't eat it with sweet potatoes. Don't eat it with plantain. Don't eat it with gari. Sometimes I do long throat. I want to drink something. I'm telling you this one. I don't hide anything from my subscribers. I will just go and put small gari and sea salt. Mark the word sea salt. Ijebu gari inside water. Just like 1 or 2 tablespoonful. Just to make sure that I'm taking. I do it occasionally. But that one doesn't hurt me. If I take 1 or 2 tablespoons of, not all the time, of Ijebu fermented. Remember the word fermented. It's better than eating it with bread. Yes, some of you are eating the beans with bread. Stop it. Very bad. It's one of the worst food combinations for diabetics. Don't try it. Not just diabetics, for seniors. So you must be careful with how you consume your beans, your carb. It's high in carbohydrates. Even if you want to eat it with meat, go ahead. Fish, no wahala. Egg. But egg is very good. We know why. Egg is high in this amino acids we are talking, and it's low in calorie. And besides being low in calorie, it has anti-inflammatory properties, which is missing in some of the fish. Some people say, no, not fish. Ignorance is very high in our society. And not just fish, they're eating any fish. Shower fish, the potato fish, panla fish, any fish. They believe fish is fish. Fish is not fish. Omega-3 fatty fish is what you need for seniors. Those that are rich in omega-3s. Omega-3 is a rare, it's one of those rare acid, uncommon nutrients, let me put it that way, that your body needs. As you age, you need more of it. And if you have not been having it through your diet, your body will start complaining in a lot. Your bones, your joints, before you reach 60 years, your joints are everywhere, it's aching. You'll be having a lot of things happening, muscle cramps, many things are happening. The brain, including the brain, because of these nutritional deficiencies that we are doing without knowing. So if you want to eat your beans, try the iron beans, which is black-eyed cowpeas, what I take. Then you take with egg, take with vegetables, cook it with tomatoes, onions, garlic, cayenne pepper, turmeric. These are anti-inflammatory spices. Beans is inflammatory. Whether it's iron beans, you call it whichever. It has, the only difference I notice is, apart from difference in some of the minerals it contains, it comes with, it's easier to digest. It's very important. So when you are getting to a certain age, you be selective about digestibility of the food that you are eating. So if the food is difficult to digest, it may not be good for you. So somebody is asking, but I noticed that there are lot. Okay, I've talked about that. I'm still waiting for Odine to talk about the heat in the body. I need to know the age of that person. If not, I will not address it. This is a wonderful life. Adjo, the choosing one. Mother, what causes pressure in the womb and a belly larger than your bum? Pressure in the womb. Now, pressure in the womb, I've also had that occasionally. Most times when you have, there are many things that can cause it. But when you have too much starch in your diet, it can cause pressure because the body doesn't need it. So it causes stress for you on your stomach. You try to breathe, it's even difficult because the body can't use it, it's carbs. Then sometimes when you are eating healthy fats, avocados, coconuts, peanuts, good ones, and you overeat it, it causes pressure in the stomach. And anything that affecting the stomach, it affects the heart. If it's not immediately, but over time, it will affect the heart. Either the heartbeat, the heart too will start crying out. So before you know it, it starts circulating. So the stomach is very important too. It's a very important part of the body. Anything that affects it, whether digestion, before you know it, the things are affecting the brain, affecting the heart, everywhere. Because that is another point where a lot of the activities takes place. So when you are experiencing pressure in the stomach, you need to start including lemon juice in your food, in your water therapy, because it may be that the stomach also is not able to produce acid for digestion. So it's struggling. So it's like pressure, the food is on it. I'm just trying to give you a picture of what I think. Mark my words, because I am not a scientist. It's what I think that happens. So when the weight is on the stomach like this, and the acid for digestion is below, maybe next time I use the blackboard in the other room, and so that I can demonstrate it on the board. So when the stomach is this way, acid is supposed to be coming from here, all this place for acid. Then maybe the insulin resistance has taken over this place. Acidic food has covered this place. Too much carbohydrates has covered this place, and is struggling to bring acid before the acid can bypass all this blockade and get to the top where the fresh food is coming from. The stomach will be crying out. I had a case some time ago of somebody who came and said that she's very worried that she has been to the hospital twice, that her stomach is too heavy, and so that she can demonstrate it with the stomach is too heavy it's like, I don't know, she's finding it difficult to like breathe, and that the stomach is heavy. I think it's similar to what you are saying, pressure. The pressure is there in the womb. So she cried out to me. She sent me a private message in her WhatsApp that this is what she's going through, that she has been to hospital, this and that. You know what ended it? She can be watching me live here also, or she can also watch it later. But I'm telling you what happened. I told her that, what have you been eating? Have you been taking too much of saturated fat? She said she's been taking coconut oil, a lot of it lately. I said, that is the cause of the problem. I said, so she said, what should I do? I said, start taking lemon juice and stop the coconut oil and those saturated fat. A few days later, it was up to 4 days, she reported that the problem is over. She can be watching me here because she is one of my ardent followers. She messaged that it's over. She sent an audio that it's over. It has settled it. What settled it? Lemon juice in lime water. And the second thing is stopping the problem. Because you need to identify the problem before you can stop it. Because some people may be feeding the problem at the same time you're taking medication. Yes. And she declared that the problem was gone. What was it? The problem was the stomach ability to produce acid was even stalled because of too much of saturated fat from the coconut oil. I told us it's one of the highest naturally occurring source of saturated fat. Despite that, it's one of my best oil today. I use it for my skin. I put it in my ears. Everywhere. My hair, private parts. Where is there any place where cold pressed coconut oil is not suitable? I use it to strengthen my teeth and my gums. Tell me that place. I massage it on my feet. So that is it. So she stopped the coconut oil and its derivatives and started taking the lemon juice. Gladly she reported. I was excited when she reported that it has stopped. And this is what somebody has been going to hospital, be billing and billing and billing and billing. Before you know it, drugs. You put your medication. So that is it. So you can try some of these things I told you. If you have been taking too much of saturated fat, they can come from not. It could even be healthy fat. You need to look into it. If you have been taking too much of carbohydrates, you need to look into it. So if your belly is big, you need to stop the carbs and start taking food that burn belly fat. Coconut oil is number 1 on the list. On empty stomach, it's going to destroy the fat. After my last cesarean session, I had very big belly. But today, my tummy is as flat as anything. And I used to monitor the size, because when the tummy starts getting big, it may be a warning signal of insulin resistance. And occasionally, it does happen to me when I am eating too much of plantain, unripe plantain. So sometimes I harvest unripe plantain from my backyard. I say, oh, this man, I will not allow you to spoil. I will not allow you to ripe. Let me enjoy. Before you know it, insulin resistance is coming. But whenever I see it, I say, no. And how do you see it? Check the size of your stomach. Seniors. It's one of the warning signals that is building up, because it won't come overnight. You will just notice that it's building up, insulin resistant, little by little. Before you know it, you don't develop big belly. Anybody I see, any woman that is 56 or above, over 50, 60, that's carrying big stomach, even while walking on the road, in the church, anywhere, I already know that most likely it's not food that is there in that stomach. It's not baby that is in that stomach. Most likely what is in that stomach is this same insulin resistance. So some of them are already on medication. So some are comfortable that the medication has been able to shut their mouth from speaking. Because whenever you have symptoms, now your body, they speak to you. If you can listen to what your body is saying, you could be free. Chidiebube. Oh my God. Chidiebube is pleading that you should like and share this live, that people need to hear it. It's the truth that will set you free. I told you now. And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Remember that it was Bible I came out here to preach. But I always like to walk according to the direction of the Spirit, because you people are here. I have to change my direction and start talking about what will benefit those in the house, instead of insisting on what I had to say, what I had in mind to say. So you can like and share it. Those of you who knows how to like, some people say they don't know how to like, they don't know how to share. But if you know, if you have a button there, share it and like it, as he has said, so that others also will benefit. Because truth, my dear, truth is expensive. The Bible says, buy the truth and sell it not. The truth is expensive. It says, seek knowledge. The book of Proverbs says, seek knowledge and pursue it. Can pay anything for knowledge. It's not too much. But some of you will say, no, is she going to sell? Some people, when I book them on chat, they'll be asking what I'm going to sell for them. Because I'm not selling anything. I want to transfer knowledge. You know what it means? It's very expensive. I can ask you to pay 100,000 naira, $100, $50, $200, just to give you one truth that can set you free. And you think until I sell you one concoction and deceive you that it's going to do this and that, and you will just buy it, and you're okay. No. What you need is knowledge. He said, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. It's not the medicine. It's when you know the truth and begin to practice it. And what I'm telling you here is exactly the truth. What is working for me, what has worked for me, and it's still working. It's what I'm sharing with you. And it's expensive. Very expensive. You don't know the value of it. Yes, and I want to really thank Chidebere for that, opening that door of that gift for me. Because a lot of people may not understand what it means to share knowledge. A young man called me from far northern Nigeria about 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, that he got my number from internet, that I should help him, this, that. While we are talking, I say, you're going to pay something. No, I can't leave my job. I'm preparing a video, I'm editing, I'm doing this. I can't leave it. And he said, what will you sell for me? I said, I don't have anything to sell but knowledge. I'm so glad that he didn't argue. He had to pay what I asked him to pay. I said, if you are not interested, fine, you go. But I will tell you the truth. And truth is what? Expensive. Don't think that truth is very expensive. So that's it. Somebody is asking, what about avocado oil? Make I check my phone. It's getting, my battery is already getting low. My battery, Catherine Samuel, hi, you're welcome. Ajao, the chosen one. So, the avocado oil is good too for BP. The avocado fruit is good. And it's even good for body oil and massage. You don't know that your BP can be made worse or improved based on what you rub on your skin. That's a story for another day, including your blood sugar. Now, some of you don't know that your skin is the largest external organ. I have had to assist someone also based on some combination of avocado oils and other oils. So be massaging as a body this thing to make sure the BP, there's no inflammation and the BP remains normal. Look at the top of your phone screen as you are watching and tap on it to like the program. Okay, Chide Ebube said, okay, he's guiding those people who don't know how to like it, who don't know how to share, because I have had some people message me that they don't know how to like, they don't know how to share. That may be true. Yes, some people just open and stumble on it, they're watching. But honestly, if you can like and share it, that would be very, very great. Because what I am telling you, there are not much people, even doctors, you couldn't hear it. It's a combination of experience. Yes, based on what I'd been through myself and telling you exactly teaching you the things that can help you to be free and live a healthy life, just like myself. Because I told you, no antibiotics since 15 years ago. All those medications up and down, I'm not more part of it. The years of ignorance is over, and that's the knowledge I'm passing to you. I was antibiotics that destroy your gut health, taking a lot of medications. But by the time I got to the point where God had finished with me, I became a blessing. I said, I'm going to help others. Because there's a lot of ignorance in our society today. When I move about, I see people, rice and beans and plantain, they're eating all kinds of things. Some people say that diabetes is not going down, it's not responding because they are not consuming sufficient protein. They are not including fats in their diet. They are not using sea salt. They are not including fiber. They are not taking other things that will help to build the body. They are just having money for medications. If they come to this type of live stream now, they may not even see anything so special about it. So my dear, I would like to end it here because my phone is already, my battery is already getting low, and I want to also thank all of you for coming. Chide Bube, I want to appreciate you. Jassy saw selfie over cream. Okay, I want to look at this to say, what if not sex in a 60-year-old causes bleeding for over a month, not like a period, but most days of week for a few months at a time? What if not sex in a 66-year-old? You may go for check, ovarian cyst and other things, but honestly, if you have taken out bread and biscuits, it will not be that bleeding. You need to go for investigation. But if you are taking some medications too, you need to look into your medication. Blood thinners, too much blood thinners can cause somebody to start bleeding. Whether the blood thinners are coming naturally or there are natural blood thinners. If you are taking too much, it can cause you to start bleeding. Blood thinners, ginger, garlic, turmeric, black peppers, they are all blood thinners. When you take too much of it, it's good for you, it helps normalize blood pressure. But when there are too many, even medications, there are blood thinning medications. So if you are taking it and you are taking other blood thinners in your diet, in addition to your blood thinning medication, the blood becomes too thin and you can easily bleed. You can easily start bleeding. And then this is not the only cause. It's not, but it could be. And it could also be due to some fungal growth. So in that case, you need to stop the sugars, stop all the carbohydrates, all the processed foods in order to control it and reduce blood thinners in your diet. If you are taking too much of it will result in too much thinning of blood. And when the blood is too thin, you start to experience all those when the blood is too thin, you start to experience things like bleeding. You start any little thing, you are already bleeding. That will not be good. Even turmeric is one of the foods. If you are taking too much turmeric, ginger, maybe every time turmeric tea, must listen to your body. Sometimes before the bleeding start coming too much, coming out, you're already feeling the pain or the cramping. I don't know how the bleeding comes. It's something I really need to know a little more, dig a little more into it. Because sometimes most bleeding can come with cramping. When the bleeding wants to come, cramping. But if the bleeding doesn't doesn't give you anything like cramps inside your body or your belly or any part of your waist anywhere, and you just started seeing it, then the person will need to go for further investigation. So whatever is found out as the cause, then we can use food to also address it. The hospital is there for us. They are still important. If you are in doubt, you go for checkup. So when we find out the cause of the bleeding, then we can now try, if we can, to manage it on our own side nutritionally. And then if it's the one that is giving you too much stress already, then the hospital will have to do it, because their own solution will give you quick result, quicker, faster result. Then when you are done with it, then you now apply the knowledge you have learned to sustain the healing that you have received. So I want to thank all of you for coming. I want to appreciate you. So sometimes, Chidebube, I thank you for this life. You are the, I don't know which title to give to you, but I think you are the #1 person, my top fan today. You are one of the top fan. I don't know which badge. I have to find out which badge I will give you. I will give you badge. Where is may I check the top fans? Okay, these are my top fans. Okay, you are not even, you have not been coming, so I believe you have just joined. So you have to join the group and then ensure that you are always actively participating. But today I'm highly impressed with your presence, and I believe you are also blessed. You say sometimes menopause starts with that in some women. Yes, you say menopause for your teaching today. Okay, you say sometimes menopause starts with that in some women. Yes, okay, yes, thank you so much. Oh my God. You know why I didn't go to that menopause point? It happened to me. That bleeding happened to me, but this her age now, she is already in menopause already. But when you are about to enter the menopause, sometimes you come with bleeding. I experienced it finally before the last this thing. So the person that asked that question is already 66-year-old. No, they say she's 66 years old. When do you start menopause? Full menopause, mine was 50 years. That's about 11 years ago. So imagine, and I'm not up to 66. And after that, I've never bleeded, say anything. After the last, all those hurdles of menopause, bleeding and trying to stop, and the last period. So after that 50 years, there was no cause for any bleeding. But when a person is 66-year-old, or unless she has not entered menopause, that is what I may need to know. But right now, I want to be calling it a day. It's already getting dark, as you can see the screen. And I didn't put on the light here because we started quite early. That was about 4:15. Oh, this one, I say, what can I use for knee pain? Okay, maybe tomorrow we'll continue. Please try and see whether you can make it. Maybe I'll be around tomorrow for us to tackle some of these things. Bridget Waime, the knee pain thing, we'll look into it. So far, thank you for all the likes. We may have to end here. You can see my screen is dark now because here is dark already. So thank you for coming. See you again. See you again. Tomorrow, we'll try and see what we can do. At about this time, let's see. But I will put on an announcement in the community if we have it.